I did. With the old program, unfortunately. It's just the old program that I've been using. So I had to use my old program even though I didn't want to use that one, but that's what I'm using. I don't have the camera on yet, but soon. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but I just have to make do. What? Oh my goodness. Sorry, got a new phone. Have to figure all this out now. Yeah, I'm good. I'm really good. I got a bunch of good news today, so that helps, you know. And I had a good day at work too, for a change. For a change, I gotta say. Ugh, new phones are tricky. I think I got it though. Oh my god. I gotta do this. I can't believe it. It's your cat's birthday today? How old? You know what? I'm turning on the camera. It doesn't matter at this point anyway. There. Why is my phone doing this? This is so stupid. My other phone, when I put that stuff in the notes, it was already in, like, tagged. The what do you call it? The hashtags. I hate that shit anyway, but guess we gotta do it. Whatever. Oh God, no. Almost done, guys. I promise. This is ridiculous. Wow. Hello, Verd. Sorry, guys. I'm done now. I did it. I see I got my camera the right way now. So I guess I gotta move it a little bit to the side. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Oh, good to see you too. This is nice. Okay, she's 7, or is it a she? Just a wild guess. Just a wild guess. Okay. Chat is so small. Let me see. Because I put it on that. That's better. Alright, that should be better. Oh, that's so good, man. That's so good. 7 years is so young. So young. I don't even know. My cat's like, most of my cats are like, I think they're like 9 years old or something like that. Still young too. They can live that same amount again. What is she? Is she a tabby, like a tiger stripe one, or? Love those. So cute. Used to have 2, actually, but not anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, very cute. So cool, Mr. Weird, that you're here. Glad to join us here. Yeah, see, my shit is a little bit fucked up. I had it good, but as you guys can see, I did a little bit of work on my stream, how it looks. I like it. But it's not even, and then I get mad. Okay, better. Still not exactly, but better. Good. Yeah, I think so too. And I got my bar down here now that says, help me with my goal. And I got the chat box now. Luckily, Raleigh helped me with that. So, you start streaming next week. What are you streaming? What will you be streaming? I'm curious and I'm interested to know that. That's cool. Yeah, the gaming thing, I really want to get into it too. So I'm trying to reach my goal so I can do that because my computer is so bad. My computer can just do this. If I open the browser right now, it's already too much for it. It's already going to be like, so stupid. But that's cool. Then I'll come into your stream. If I have time, I'll come check out what you're doing. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. What is that? Oh. Yeah, my brother has one of those too. Like a giant, I can't even show you how big that thing is, like this wide, and it's like, dude. And I'm like, oh my god, dude. He's got to have like an extra AC unit in his room because it gets so hot in there because of that thing. It's awesome though. It's really awesome, but they cost so much money. Oh my god. Oh yeah, you played that? You should get into Guild Wars. That's the way to go. That's better. That's better than World of Warcraft. I'm telling you. If you played World of Warcraft for 16 years, you're gonna be really easily familiar with Guild Wars. Exactly. So you play Guild Wars too, Emily? What do you play? What's your build? Oh my god. Are you serious? Are you serious? All three of the ones that I just want to fucking like. Argh! I'm a revenant. Core Rev, pretty much. I use double sword and mace and axe. And I use my herald, so my dragon stances and my assassin. So I'm like, I also not just have like all the other things, DPS and all that bullshit, but I also have damage too. But I'm a tank. Like, I go right in there and I will mess up a guardian. I don't care. I don't care what happens. Dragon hunter or whatever they're called. I'll go in there. I don't care. But the mesmers though, god damn it. Engineer, I smashed those two. But the mesmer is one of those that I just like. Whenever I see a mesmer, I'm like, get. Because it's that extra thing that you got to do with the mesmer. You have to focus and you have to figure out which one. Well, you can see kind of which one is the real person, and which one is not the projection. But you have to focus. You have to really focus to be able to and then you got to attack that. And that's just like an extra thing that I just don't want to have to do. I don't want to have to do that shit, man. It's so annoying. But I also like playing Soul Beast. It's okay. And I like playing Elementalist. I really love Elementalist. Unfortunately, I'm a type of person that likes to, like, I run into battle. I need to be a tank because I will stand there and I will fight 5 people and I will not leave. So I have to be a tank. And like as an Elementalist, it's like impossible. You get smashed right away. You know what I mean? So it's like I can't even really play Elementalist. Unless I do like storyline, or would do world versus world. Nah, not tanky at all. No. But that's my first character that I started on was Elementalist. But then I just fell in love with the Revenant with the hammer. I got. The hammer is just kind of my theme. The hammer has been my theme my whole life. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then I started playing the hammer. I picked the hammer, but then it was like, oh no, the hammer is so weak. You gotta leave it. And I refused. I said no. I will stick with my hammer. I will always play my hammer. And I finally had to give in and had to say, all right, I'm gonna switch to double sword, I guess. Ooh, oh my god. That would be such a hard time. 1v1 you. Oh my god. We would be like the whole time, the whole match. And if in PvP or whatever, I don't know what you play. I play everything. I play PvP. I play world versus world, and I play story too. But it's like I can already know that I would have my hands full the whole time with you. Fuck. Yeah, weird. You should get into that game. It's good. It is really good. There's a lot wrong with the PvP aspect of it. Don't get me wrong. I already flipped out again the other day. There's a lot of stuff wrong. But when it comes to like the PvE, where you go and you do your own thing, and when it comes to the world versus world, it's really good. The story, like the lore, my brother really focuses a lot on the lore It's amazing. The music is amazing. The weapons you get to pick, wonderful. The character creation is awesome. So it's just like, it's a really good game all in all. You know what I mean? So I'd give it a chance. Sorry guys, I'm still adjusting some stuff here, since we're just the three of us right now. You can join our guild too. Our guild is called Katana, KTNA. See, that's fucked now. See, when you mess with stuff too much, then you mess it up. Love how it jumps over there like that. Stupid, stupid. Ah! See how I just messed that all up? That's what happens. Just gotta stop messing with it. God damn it. That's fine, that's fine. I got it. Why is this doing that? So anyway, the weather here in Florida right now has been really good again. And it's doing it again. It has been cold, and I am stoked about it. I love the cold. Alright, whatever. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I don't even care now. Oh yeah, Raleigh. Yeah, he's been playing this game. I mean, we still lived in Germany when he played that game, so it's been like fucking 20 years, even more, since it was Guild Wars 1, you know? That was his thing. So he knows, like, I don't even know if there's anybody that knows more about it than him besides the makers, and they might not even know as much. It's funny. Yeah. Because he invested really time in it, really time and effort and money and everything, So when you invest like that, then that's really... this camera is not the way I want it to be. It's better. Yeah. So that's cool. He tried for years to get me to play this game. For years and years and years, he tried to get me to play. And he's like, "You would love it. You would love it." And I'm just like, nah. I stuck with the shit that I knew, like Zelda and like fighting games or whatever I was playing. And then finally, I got with somebody that also played Guild Wars 2. And then it was kind of like, I really don't have a choice now. And I started playing it, and I was like, damn, he was right. I really have been missing out on some stuff for a long time now. Yeah, we should definitely do that. I have to like send you an invite on there, and then what's your name on? I don't even know my name on there. Because then I can send you an invite. I had a pen. Oh yeah, right here. And then I can yeah, I really sometimes I miss when Irali plays, and then I turn it on. I'm like, damn it, I have to go to bed now. I could play with him right now while he's streaming, because he's streaming or whatever. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, I'll send you a thing. I was actually planning on playing tonight after I'm done here, so maybe I'll send you one then, and then You know, I mean, I don't know if you're playing tonight, but I'll send it to you anyway. So cool. Yeah. Yeah, because my guild leader here at Kenjin, he's my guild leader, and he's very knowledgeable too. He's more knowledgeable when it comes to like the builds and stuff like that. He's very good at that, you know. And he has this guild very, very nicely organized. I don't know why this is. So we have fun, but a lot of our guild members haven't even really been on. They haven't really been playing in it and everything. So it's just kind of been us. So we've just been kind of playing, what do you call it? PvP. You know, when we have the guild members, then we go into world versus world. You know. And I've been just playing a lot of PvE with the new expansion with the End of Dragons. That is the shit. I love it. I love that whole concept with the Jade and the whole the Jade bot training. I usually I'm the person that when they're like, now you have to do this and this, right? I hate that shit because I just want to fight. I just want to go in there and fight everybody and kill everybody. So when they want to tell me, okay, so now you have to practice, now you have to learn how to fish, now you have to get your own boat, da da da. Annoyed. But when it came to the Jade bot training, I had such a blast. That was so much fun for me to fly around and light the lanterns and all that. Oh God, I don't know if is this spoiler alert, but yeah, it was fun. I really liked doing that. Mhm. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, and just even what the landscapes and everything looks like, and really great what they pulled together this time. The music is also excellent again. Yeah, it is. And I love the Asian theme, of course. Like I've always been kind of fascinated with the whole Asian culture, especially Japan. You know, always been totally into that stuff. So when I saw that, and then I hear the music, the certain flutes that they play, and the certain instruments, and I'm just like, this is so perfect. I cannot be happier. You know, so it was really cool. And I do like how they what at least this is the impression I'm getting. They incorporated German names into it though, which is so funny to me. German names, but it's all like Japanese based. You know what I mean? So I was like, whoa, what? That's a Zeitung province. Zeitung is German, and there's a bunch of those in there. Where I'm like, oh, okay, so they kind of, I guess they mixed that up in there or something. I found it cool. Found that a good idea. Oh, Kristen Black Kelly followed me. That's awesome. But she's not here. I don't see her. I mean, I still don't even know how to know who's watching me anyway. Oh my god, no, no, no. But yeah, so unfortunately there's not that many here, but oh cool. Yay! Alter item time. Okay, let's do it. I'm excited to know what I can bring today. Oh, my feet hurt today bad. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, I could do that. Hmm. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. So, check this out. It's a pipe made from antler. Mm-hmm. And of course, I mean, there's multiple reasons why I have this on the altar. You know, I don't use it, and I got it from somebody that actually did use it for a long time. Yeah, I don't use it. I just have it on there, but it's really awesome. Yep, from Antler. Huh. Love that thing. You won't believe how hard and how like dense antlers actually are. It's crazy. Well, so the yes, I did. I did. I try to go on my friends list and I try to go and follow people, people because I'm like everybody's following me, but I'm not even following anybody. I'm like that's not fair. So I did that. Um yeah, and you're welcome. So I have it on the altar. First of all, it's like a memory of somebody that was really kind to me and very nice to me, and that I unfortunately don't speak to anymore. But just because things happen, um, so and that person gave it to me, so that was like really nice of him to do. That's the first reason why I have it on my altar. I have a lot of these things like memorabilia of people that gave me something or whatever because it contains this energy that they put in there and that they want me to have pretty much, right? It entails some of their life's energy. um so so that's the first reason, and of course the second reason because it is another connection to the other side pretty much. So that's of course most of the time the main reason, and then also it just fits. It fits with all my other items on there. So yeah, that's one of my really important things. Because some things are a little less important than others. You know what I mean? But that one is one of those more important things. So yeah. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff, and I always collect more. Yesterday we were kind of working in the yard. Raleigh and I were working in the yard, and I found a really awesome like stone or rock or whatever you want to call it, and it was like super shiny and glittery, and I'm like, I just gotta have it. I'm this type of person like anything that shimmers and glitters. I'm like this bird. I always forget what is the name of this bird. Magpie. I'm like, because that's what the magpie does. The magpie goes and anything shiny they collect it for their nest and shit. That's me. If I see it, that's why I have so much jewelry, because I'm just like jewelry's like my thing. It's like I have so much jewelry. It's ridiculous. Oh my god. And it's just like as you get older or whatever, finally then you start saying, oh, I don't like this anymore. This is not something I want anymore. And then I sell them. I try to sell them, but I got flagged at Etsy for something that I posted, so people haven't really been buying anything from me because they flagged me for the fucking most ridiculous thing. It was a pencil drawing, a color pencil and pen drawing of an anime slash manga of the manga Attack on Titan. Okay, and literally the people, the representative from Crunchyroll, you guys I'm sure are familiar, if you know anything about anime or manga, the representative of Crunchyroll reported me for intellectual property infringement. Must have looked so good, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, they reported me for that. So I'm kind of like on the watch her list on Etsy right now. Or I've been on there. This is months ago. So I'm just like, whatever, man. stupid. I have that shit for sale on eBay, and nobody has flagged me there. Nobody flagged me there. So it's just stupid. It's just stupid. I had it listed for, I don't know, $30 or something. You know, they can't even let a starving artist do that. Oh, no. Break her up immediately. Break it up. It's like, oh, okay, whatever, man. eBay. But of course, nobody's buying it. You know, nobody buys my stuff. It's just like, wow. But I just do it for myself at this point. You know, I paint when I paint, and I do it for myself. And if it, you know, if somebody buys it, awesome. And if they don't, then they don't. You know, that's just how it is. That's an artist's life. You have to have another job. You cannot just be an artist because you cannot make a living. Not anymore these days. Unfortunately, but it's okay. There's definitely worse. So, you know, I can be glad I have a job at least. I had a couple from Germany today at my job that I talked to, and it was so nice and refreshing to be able to talk German to people other than my brother. You know what I mean? It was like, oh wow, that was really, that felt nice. And then my next table was so funny. My next table was a couple, and they overheard me talk to the other people, and then these people left, and then they asked me, what language was that you were speaking? And I said it was German. And she goes, yeah, my husband said it's not German. My husband said that wasn't German. I'm like, no, it was German. I was speaking German. And oh yeah, and then I explained to her that I can also speak Serbian because my father was from Serbia. And she was like, really? She's like, because I'm from Serbia. I said, yes. I said, where are you from? And then she kept on speaking English to me, and I was just like, okay, whatever, you know. But I told her what is my last name, or my father's last name, you know, Milosavljevic, and she was like, oh my God, yeah, that's so Serbian. And I told her my middle name Dragana, you know, and she said, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, my father's name is Dragan, which Dragan is like such a common name in Serbia. Like every fucking third man's name is Dragan. You know what I mean? It's like everybody's name that. But yeah, so that was cool. And then when you know, and she you could tell she's probably been here in the US for like 40, 50 years, you know. She had no accent anymore, you know. But so when they were leaving, I was speaking Serbian to her, and she was like, oh my God, and she thought it was so great. I was hvala vam, zdravo, and she was like, oh my God. So that felt cool, and they tipped me like really well too, you know. So I was like, oh, that's nice people, you know. But yeah, her hubby was wrong. I was speaking German indeed. I don't know what he was thinking I was speaking. Well, because, you know, some of these languages, they sound similar. Like people from Holland, when they speak Flemish, sounds similar to German. Or even the Nordic languages like Norwegian, Swedish, and Icelandic, and Finnish, they all sound similar, you know, to German. So maybe he thought that even Danish, you know, but because they're all the Germanic languages is what those are. That's when you say Germanic, it's all this region is the Germanic peoples and the Germanic languages, because they're not based on Latin, they're based on Germanic. You know what I mean? The other languages are based on Latin, like Italian, Spanish, French. All of these languages are based on Latin. All the other languages that I just talked about, like, you know, they're all based on the original Germanic language. And before that, you know, I think before that was the Old Norse, you know, and then it all kind of melded and mixed, and then all that shit came out, Swedish, Finnish, and all that different shit. And that was actually something that it's actually funny that the way I was just now talking, that it brought me here because that was something that I wanted to discuss today. The topic of discussion. I didn't pick a topic out of a book, but I thought about some things, and something something occurred in my head that I was thinking about, and it was like I had a conversation with a person one time about cultures and cultures and different languages and different countries and different like manners and even mannerisms and just the people, different races, that type of thing. And I am a firm believer that everybody that has, a culture, they should maintain that culture, right? From whatever country they come from, they should maintain the culture. They should maintain the traditions, the language. It should be maintained, okay? Because that is what the world makes it like this, because we're all from different places, and it's really awesome. So now that person was the opinion that is total nonsense. The person that I was talking about was the opinion that the whole race thing and the whole all that thing is just made up to keep us all separate, because we're all just human and we're all just one thing. And the way he meant it was in a kind way. It was not meant in like a mean way or anything, but he sees more of a even deeper connection of the fact that we're all human, and seemingly, I'm just gonna assume, like, thinking that all these different languages and talking about cultures and traditions is what sets us apart and what divides us, right? And I disagree with that. I firmly disagree. I also disagree with borders, right? I don't think borders are necessary. And I think they're stupid. Because now when it comes to borders, we all know that borders are just made because of money and politics, right? That's why we have borders, mainly. But when it comes to different cultures, different traditions, he was the opinion that all people are the same. And I know that that's not true. It is really not true. Like, German people, for instance, I can speak on that, because I grew up with two completely different languages and mentalities of two different people, two different traditions, two completely different cultures, like nothing close. That was the cool thing. It wasn't like, where you have Canada and America, because it's like, it's pretty much, it's the same. No, there was really a bit, or even like Russian and Serbian is similar, for instance. Not my household. My household were two completely different races, two completely different cultures and traditions. And I can tell you that people are different. They really are different. Serbian people are very different from German people, very much. Serbian people, we have a very big, like, temperament. We have way more, like, like, I don't know, a big temperament. We can be loud, we can be like this, and Germans are very much more reserved, for instance, right? And these are mentalities, and these are parts of what the people are like, that's through generations, through all this time that these different races have been around. It's been like that. Even when they talk, like mannerisms, the way the languages are even spoken, there's a huge difference. And I think it really is in the DNA, and I think it's in the blood, and I think it's awesome. I personally think it's fucking awesome, because there's so much to learn, and there's so much to learn about history between all these different cultures and traditions, and also history that we need to remind ourselves that we cannot repeat again. You know what I mean? So I think it's necessary. And I don't believe that it divides us. Of course, the ignorant, it divides the ignorant from the non-ignorant, yes, because they will always think that their race is better, their traditions are better, their languages are better. Of course, these people exist, okay? But for the grand scheme of things, all of us free-thinking people, we understand the difference, and we embrace it, and every day I work with people from Colombia, Mexico and Puerto Rico. Every day they speak Spanish, and I have mostly spoken in the kitchen is Spanish, and I love it. Soak that shit up. I'm trying to learn it. I can learn already. I can know so much already in Spanish, that I can communicate. That Americans come to me and say, "Hey, can you communicate to her?" Blah blah blah, and I can, because I'm learning. I ask them questions. The Spanish people. I ask them. Oh, hi, Bone Lush. Yeah, Boneless. So the way this works now, you have to spend bits, okay, on readings. 200 bits for a 1 card reading, 500 bits for a 3 card reading, and 1200 bits for a 10 card reading. That's how it goes. There's also crystals, and which are channel points that you can also redeem. You can see that down there in your chat. You can redeem them, for an altar item, or I can play a riff on the guitar for you. But yeah, so that's how it works. Now, I'm affiliate now, so things are a little bit different. Okay, cool. So ask me anything. Now, that's non-psychic related, of course. Hmm. That's a great question. What's my favorite band? Hmm. All right, so that's so hard. That's so hard. I really have to think about that. Let me think for a second, because like you just really hit me with something. Because my playlist is so versatile. I have so much different shit there. I really have to say I love Comfar. I really, I'm really like starting to really dig into Comfar. But I love Zagais too, though. Magla is awesome too. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't think I have a good one. Okay, a favorite artist outside of metal? Oh, like a band outside of metal? For sure, The Smiths, hands down. New wave, The Smiths. Like The Smiths and The Cure is like head to head for me almost. But The Smiths though. The Smiths is my favorite band outside of metal. For metal, it's just like I love Vatain, I love Zagais, I love Magla, I love Immortal, I love fucking Emperor. Yeah, you gotta like it, but like just especially to me, I don't know. Of course, and then you get the grunge genre. You got Soundgarden, Audio Slave, fucking Alice in Chains. I love all that shit too. Yeah, if you ever go on my personal YouTube, right, you can see. I think I have my playlist public. You'll shit your pants because I also have German rap on there. That is the only rap I listen to. I listen to German rap and I listen to Eminem because I really think that Eminem is like the best American rapper I've ever heard. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but I love my German rap, and it was so crazy because I've been looking for years. I've been looking for these these songs and these certain performers that I used to listen to in Germany, these rap performers, and I can't find them, and I can't remember the names. And finally, I found the one album in particular that I want. I was like, dude, add it to the playlist right now. I'm like, yo, yo, yo. I feel so weird. It's great. It's great. It's on my playlist. It's Busy Montana featuring Chakuza. It's called the album was Blackout. It's the shit. It's so good, I think. Of course, I like Azad too, and I like Bushido. Those are all German rappers, and I miss them. They're talking about silver chains. You know what I mean? It's silly, but it's not silly because it's serious, right? Because that's why I like them. Because all of the German rappers are serious as fuck. They are not playing around. They really talk about, they don't talk about money and hoes. No, they talk about how it is to be in the ghetto in Berlin and this kind of shit. That's what we talk. How you're gonna get shanked right there around the corner. That's what they talk about. You know what I mean? How you're in jail. Your mom doesn't care. Or your dad's smoking crack. Like that kind of shit is what they talk about. And it's like, I can't relate to specifically the things I was saying just now. My parents were never like this, but I've seen, I was there myself in the ghetto in Germany, So I roamed those circles. I understood the drug problems, things like that, the criminality. We talked about this, but I was on the streets. I was homeless four times or 5 times, So these are all the things. Yeah, if you like rap, I think you can really enjoy it. I think you can enjoy it. Conscious rap. Oh yeah, that's a good ass name for it. Okay, I never knew that. See, I'm totally out of there. I don't know nothing. That album Blackout, that is from what was it? 2005. I don't know any of their new stuff whatsoever. Cool Savage is a good rapper too. I gotta put him on there. Du hast es geschafft. Echo, die Leute reden wieder von dir. Oh my god, it's so good. Crazy. Yeah. But people that know me, they know I like that stuff. And I had a friend that showed me a couple years back that showed me a couple, he's like, that's all he listens to is rap, right? And I'm just like, ugh. And then he showed me he's like, just listen to this one at least, or this one. And there was one or two that were really good. And I was like, and it was a white kid too. Like skinny. And this was like a video and it had like balloons. I feel like there were balloons in the video that he was popping balloons. I don't know. Black balloons or red balloons, one of the two. And I liked him. I thought he was good. That the shit that he was rapping about, the shit that he was talking about, it was good. It was even, the music sounded good and the lyrics were good. Yeah. So I like that, Yeah, I'm a type of person, I'm not judgmental. I love metal. I've always loved metal. Since I'm fucking 12 years old, metal was always my main thing. But I like many different things. I like classical music. I like opera music. I like trance. I like techno. I like all sorts of stuff. What I can never get into is modern country music. Modern country music. I hate that shit. I fucking hate that shit. And R&B. I'm sorry, man. I really tried to get into that R&B shit, and I'm just like, dude, I just can't. It is so... These people are singers from hell. Don't get me wrong. They can hit notes. They can sing. I mean, I can't sing like that. I can sing. I can keep a note. I can sing a nice song, But they can do, like, all that singing, They're singers. But music to me is just like... ugh. You know what I mean? It's like... I don't know. It's not for me. Old R&B is still, I can still think it's better than the new stuff, New stuff is not even R&B. What is all these girls, no, we talked about this before. I'm not a person that talks shit because I can appreciate and I can I can say somebody is talented, but who am I to say that, But my opinion is like all these singers today that we have, the fucking like, Beyonce, Lady Gaga, what are they? They're nothing, man. They're fucking nothing. Come on, let's face it. When we talk about Whitney Houston, we talk about Barbara Streisand, we talk about fucking Celine Dion. As much people talk shit about her, we talk about fucking Bette Midler. These are singers. These are fucking singers. Michael Jackson, that was a singer. These people, they can sing, or they could sing, a lot of them now, they could really sing, man. And it was like, when they sing the anthem, the American anthem, people are crying. People are just like, they can't even hold their tears. It's that good. And now you got these fucking people, they have no voice at all. I hear no Beyonce, she has not the good voice at all. Fucking Lady Gaga does not have a good voice at all. I don't hear it. I don't know. It's not, but that's my opinion. I'm not a professional. I'm not somebody that says, oh yeah, I've studied this for 20 years. Not at all. My opinion. I'm just like, I don't know. It's nothing. Even I think we were still doing good. Even so, it's not my genre. We still had good with Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears. They did a good job. They can sing good. You can hear them sing without instruments, without the stuff. You hear them sing, and they're good singers. And they have very distinct voices. You can hear Christina Aguilera immediately, right? You hear Christina Aguilera, you know immediately it's her. Britney Spears, even more so. You hear immediately it's her. That's important. And they can sing. They have good, nice voices, distinct voices, and they hit the notes, too. I hear this fucking scratchy voice, and I'm like, who's that? That's Lady Gaga. I'm like, I mean, you got somebody maybe like Adele. She can sing good. She can sing good, but do you guys ever knew Anastasia? Come on, please, somebody tell me you knew the singer Anastasia. She's still even around. Yeah, Talk sings. Yeah, it's just like, there's no, I don't know. But yeah, Anastasia, that was one of my favorite singers too. She sang unbelievable. I pay my dues. Have you ever heard of her? You should check her out. Wow. I know all her songs so by heart because I would sing that stuff at home so much. It's pop music, whatever. But she could sing. She could sing. There was something to it. Whitney Houston. Nobody ever did this again. The Bodyguard song. Nobody ever could make a song like this and sound like this and pipe that shit. And so easy. It was so easy for her. It rolled out of her. People nowadays, they have to like really struggle. They struggle and struggle, and they have to practice and practice. And it just makes it so much more beautiful and entertaining and just perfect all around when it just comes easy to a person, when they don't have to struggle, because you can see the struggle. You can see when a singer struggles. You can. Because as much as they try to hide it, well, maybe it's for me, I can see it because I'm a singer myself, you know what I mean? But oftentimes it is like this. As much as they try to hide it, you can tell, And with Britney, or with Whitney, it was like she would smile ear to ear while she's singing, And it's like, who can do that anymore and sound good doing it? I'm telling you, it is so ridiculous because it doesn't take any talent. Anybody can do that. I can do that right now. I can do all that shit right now. But what is that? What kind of the what do I get from that? I will not. Yeah, that's the thing with Beyonce too. She's just always half naked on stage. My mom always said she's a stripper, not a singer. She's like a stripper on stage, you know. And like even Cher, she was wonderful, you know. And there's nothing. Cool costumes are cool costumes, man. I don't care. Even, you know, if you can see some stuff, it's cool. But, you know, just literally being half naked and showing your ass and tits, you know, it's like, okay, cool, you know. Should I do that and then make a few $1,000,000 doing that? No, because that's bullshit. I think that you have to. I think I want to put effort into what I do. I want to really sit there and look at a finished product that I do, be it a music written or a painting that I do, and then look at the finished product. And when somebody then says to me, wow, this is amazing, then in that moment, because this happens to me, luckily people like my things. In that moment, all I can think about that goes through my mind is how many hours I sat there and how I really looked at the detail and how I really worked, and I worked hard on it. And then for somebody to recognize that hard work, that's the best feeling in the world. That's the best feeling in the world. Now showing my ass and somebody says, wow, you have a nice ass. I'm like, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? It's so stupid. I don't know. I don't have fun. I don't have fun with that. That's just kind of like, it's just not my personality. But you know, some women like that. Some women they like to embrace that sexuality, and then they want to go out there, you know. And trust me, I can be cute, you know, but I don't know. I just don't see that I can really be respected, you know, because then you're just looked at as an object. You're not respected for any effort, for any talent, for any work. You're just looked at as an object. You know what I mean? And that's just not. Because you guys know, no offense, men out there, real men, you know, but like most male creatures, they already look at us as objects anyway. Even when we can be in a fucking potato sack and they look at us as a sexual object. So now do I have to really sexualize myself even more? Then they will degrade you in their head even more. That's my mentality. You know what I mean? That's how I think about that. That's why I always find that so funny when people want to talk, you know, they want to, men, they want to be so disrespectful and you know, look down on you, and then you know, you let it go, and then you get in conversations with them, and then suddenly, you know, you talk about yourself, you talk about you lived in different countries, you can speak different languages, you've had a good education, and suddenly they're just like, oh shit, I fucked with the wrong person. Yeah. Don't judge a book by its cover. I don't judge you because you're a man. I look at you as a human that has maybe something to offer, or has something, or doesn't. It's open right now. But they immediately are like, boobs and ass. That's what I see. It's like, yeah. With probably way more brain cells remaining than yourself. God. Now here I am gossiping about men. Sorry. I don't care. Yeah, unconscious. Yeah, unconscious. That is exactly what it is. It's this it's the superficial, the shallow. You know, they don't look any deeper. For them, it's all the same. You know. And that's one of my points. You know, that's one of my reasons why I do what I do, because I'm trying to attract the people here that see more. You know, that can see past that, because you know the satanic mentality, which I can very much agree with, is that we gotta understand that we have to embrace the flesh and we have to love the flesh, because even so, everything is made out of flesh. Everything is made out of molecules that are connecting, right? That give the appearance as if they are solid things, like anything, you know. But it's just molecules that are so tied together, you know. And it's the same with our bodies, right? So there's nothing wrong with sexuality. It's great, you know, whatever. But there's so much more than just that. And a lot of people, especially these days, that's all there is to them. There's nothing else there for them. Yeah, you know, that's huge. That's huge because not many people have this little awakening part where they realize that some kind of compulsion that they're having is due to a trauma, and then they can maybe still figure that out, but then actually find out which trauma is causing that and then nip that in the bud. Not everybody is able to do that. So that takes a lot. That takes a lot of brain and going out of your brain to be able to figure this out. I've had this with probably five things in my life where it was like five different things, and I really consciously think about more all the time that they could be, but then I'm like, no, it's not. But then, you know, next week I'm like, wait a minute, is this something I'm doing right now because of trauma? Yes, it is. You know what I mean? So that's exactly what you were saying. Being conscious about these things, that's huge. That's huge because you're making an effort because you realize that you don't want to be that spirit that you are right now. You want to change. You want to evolve into more. You know. Yeah, sure. I don't know. You got me on Facebook or something because you can share it to me on Facebook if you want. Yeah, I would love to see that. I always like that. That's all I ever want to talk about with people is that type of stuff. You know, that's why I was bringing up cultures and stuff because it's all, it's all part of it. So yeah, I mean, if the stream stays slow like this, I'm gonna hop off early anyway, and then I can watch that video. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. Oh, I'm excited now. I'm excited. Yes. I keep thinking I don't have to work tomorrow, but I do. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out because that stuff interests me. Because it is also so great when people have the same thoughts on things. Like they think about the same things, but they have different thoughts that occur in their head about it, right? Different opinions and different realizations, and then they will present you with their realization on a topic that you're thinking about. And you're like, oh wow, I did not look at it in that perspective. You know what I mean? I love that shit. I really love, and that's how you learn. That's how you learn, because it's we will always learn. We will learn until we die. And then we still probably learn after that. The problem is I can't really open my browser right now because my computer is so shitty. It'll make everything like crash. That's why I can't really do it because I have my Streamlabs open and I cannot really open anything else right now. So I'll have to watch it after. That's why I need more subscribers. Ads for 30 more seconds? Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Are you subscribed to me? You're not subscribed to me, are you? No. I don't know how that works. You got that Prime Gaming. I don't know. That means that maybe you are subscribed then in a way or something? Because I know that subscribers don't get the ads. Which I think is good. So everybody subscribe to me. So then you don't get any ads. That's my sales pitch. Subscribe for no ads. Ah! I love that snake. Can I even use my own emoji in here? Oh yeah, I can. Cool. Hmm. I'm having a good time tonight, though. I'm glad we're talking about all that stuff. Yeah, that's what I was talking. That's what I was saying. It's. I think that you can really say the gnosis between all the peoples, you know, are all kind of one, but they're like, I don't know if I could draw it. I would draw it, but it's like they become different creatures depending on what culture. They're different creatures, but the gnosis is the same. It's the same. It's like a mist, right? But it just becomes different shapes in different cultures. That's how I look at it. The magic, pretty much, and it's so awesome. And that's why I think we need to maintain cultures. We do not need to be talking about everybody's one. We are all one. Yes, we're all one human race, but we all have different cultures. We have different languages and we have different traditions, and we should embrace each other's different traditions and languages and ask about them and talk about them and explore them for knowledge. It's all about knowledge for me, because knowledge is power. Simple as that. Everybody knows that. And I got so, like, one day of 40-degree weather and my lips are so chapped right away. It's ridiculous. I've always had issues with that since I was a little girl. Stupid. This here is pretty good though. This was this Aquaphor lip repair. It's just like Vaseline almost. Yeah, so yeah, I wish. That's why I really always wish that more people would join me here in the stream, and more people would talk about these things. Which I do have a good following, but I wish everybody could be in here at the same time. We could all talk about it. It'd be so wonderful. It'd be so wonderful to get everybody's opinions and everybody's thoughts on things. I love it. I can't wait to watch your video now. I'm almost thinking that I might just stick around for another 15 minutes and see if anybody else comes. And if not, I'm probably just going to hop off and I'm going to check out that video. Yeah, so I do want to say already, Bone Lush, thank you for coming. Emily, thank you. Weird, thank you. I don't know who else was there. That's it, I think. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys coming and supporting me here. So that is awesome. We had a couple people retrieving some crystals for questions and altar items. So thank you for that. That was awesome. I love doing that. I love showing my items on my altar. I really wish I had like a more mobile camera that I could just like take with me and then show you guys, I think I could maybe do it with my phone or something, but it wouldn't be, I don't know. Then I would have to figure out how to set the phone after that, and it's just like, it would just be kind of a mess. But, yeah, because I would give you guys a good showing of my altar. Yeah, of course. It was not Adam and Eve. It's just like kind of a fraction of things. It's just kind of like this they came up with this ideal way, like, let's come up with this ideal story that can be the perfect story of how this. No, it was not like that. It was evolution happened, and we evolved from exactly like monkey, a certain type of monkey. That's why we still have monkeys. I have to say that because people are really so dense. They then why are they still monkeys? But anyway, so evolving from monkeys into cavemen into Neanderthals and then evolving into the humans slowly that we are today, right? There's many more generations of cavemen and other Homo sapiens in between. But yeah, that's how it went, and Adam and Eve is obviously a complete just myth, right? Because it didn't go like that. Like I always say, I mean, they just looked like perfect humans, like what we are now. So we can already know that that was not like that 10,000 years ago. You know what I mean? Like it was not like that. Exactly, exactly. You got to, well, also science, you got to really just, you got to know science. We have scientific facts of how we came to be what we are. People deny that. People will choose their beliefs over a scientific fact, and that's still an issue that we face every day. And it's like, I have my own beliefs, okay, but my beliefs are a lot more aligned with facts than certain other people's beliefs. You know what I mean? And I am always the person, you present me with a fact and then you have to change your mind, because this is math. It's science. You cannot, whether you like it, whatever your belief is in that moment doesn't matter. This is a fact. We can know that how the world was not shaped from the slain giant, you know as in our Norse stories. The giant was slain, and then his blood became the ocean, and his teeth became the mountains, or however. It wasn't like that. But there's always a little bit of truth to all these stories. So with the Adam and Eve thing, there may have been an Adam and Eve somewhere, right? And they were looked at as these, maybe they were the only ones around besides maybe a couple of other people. And so they were like, oh, they are, and people couldn't travel at the time. So at the time it was like, oh, they are the ones that are going to populate the earth, and they're the heavenly people, that I can totally imagine that. Were they the first humans on earth? No, obviously not. That's exactly also true. Weird. That is also true. It goes the other way around. We can never, like Helena Blavatsky says, a lot of scientists are very arrogant. Very arrogant. Their science is their science, and they will not look further. We have to always keep looking further to find more science, disprove old science to, like our other elements that we have not discovered yet that exist, but we haven't discovered them yet. Of course, you never know. You never know. But when it comes to, what we have so far discovered is, there's no actual evidence in our realm here right now, in our reality that we face right now, that there was ever an Adam and Eve, except for storytelling. Yeah. But it is very true that and magic does exist. We understand that it's a form of magnetism. Okay, we do a ritual, we send out energy, which pretty much transforms into magnetism that helps us bring these things to us that we're asking for. Okay, that is undiscovered science. That's all it is. Magic always sounds so ridiculous and so science fiction, but it's like, it's just because we don't have a mathematical equation for it yet. That's the only reason why it's like that. We've talked about this before. We have literally, yeah, spirit. That's the universe inside of us. because it's like the babushka, right? The Russian babushka. That's the universe pretty much. Yeah, I've had a couple, and these are the parts that people talk about when you start become awakened in that sense, spiritually awakened. Then people always think it's like this. Oh, this is so beautiful and perfect. No, it's more like scary, and you're like, wait a minute, what the hell is happening here right now? Like, I cannot believe this is going down like this, and I cannot believe this. Yeah. So, but it's just that we're just now scratching the surface on what we're talking about, what we're already deeply involved in. Meditation. I can assume that you probably do that. Ritual, these type of things. Looking more up. We're looking more up. Um, and scientists are just now pretty much scratching the surface. Yoga was like just 20 years ago. Yoga was considered a joke. People saying yoga, that's ridiculous. But now, really, you will have physicians that will advise you to do yoga. That it helps you physically and mentally and spiritually. They're talking about Reiki. That this is an actual science now to focus on the different spots. The different points in your body that all aboard the poo train. Why do I have somebody like that? Doreen, thank you all aboard, and thank you, Doreen. thank you, thank you for following. So we have the five elements. We already pretty much at the fifth element, ether. Well, aether is not really the word for it, but you know what I mean. So we're scratching that, and then there's two more, and then there's a possibility of two more being there, right? And we will probably not see it as humans as we are in this form right now. That but science will discover this. Science is already, saying, yeah, okay, we guess yoga is good. We guess meditation is good. Damn it, you know what I mean? They don't want to admit it, but it is. So what do we got going on here? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Weird. I'm reading you. Yeah, it's called magic. You did a ritual. Exactly, Bone Lush. Exactly. Our ancestors did this, and we. Oh, I'm gonna expand on that. Let me see, Doreen. Yeah, Doreen, the new Aeon, perfect. Yeah, I'm doing readings now. There is so I have crystals. You can spend crystals not on readings, but crystals on other things. But my readings, you 200 bits for a 1 card reading, 500 bits for a 3 card reading, and 1200 bits for a 10 card reading. I got it. There's supposed to be a message in chat. It doesn't come up often enough. I gotta really just put that in there so it just blasts through the chat. That's the message that how much is it for my readings. Yes, Doreen, perfect. And that's what it is. That's what I talked about before earlier too. Helena Blavatsky, she said it. Helena Blavatsky said that we forgot that there was not just a physical evolution with all the creatures on Earth as we know it, but there was also a spiritual evolution that has been completely ignored. That was completely ignored by science. But that's why we are conscious. That's why we are as conscious as we are. And I spoke in last stream about this, that animals are even becoming more conscious. Nobody's paying attention to it because they think it's nonsense, but it's not. It's science. That has always happened. The evolution has always been going on. It's never stops. We keep evolving and evolving. It's a long progress, long drawn out process. But, and what you were saying, Bone Lush, that's exactly it. We separated ourselves from nature so much. And that was one of the biggest issues why we have lost our spiritual ways, because that is where we come from. We come from the earth. We are connected to the earth, to nature itself. We have separated ourselves so much from it that spirituality was not even a topic anymore. Now it's coming back now. Luckily, people are all over the world. People are getting back into it. Of course, there's a bunch of like these fake people too. But there is really deeply involved people too. When you have really the Buddhist monks, this is real. This is not a joke to them. When you have people like me, for instance, I meditate. This is reality. This is my life. This is not a joke. I can show you examples. I can show you proof of things where you're like, there's no way. There's no way. No, this is true. This is true. But because I'm not mathematically inclined in that way, as a scientist, I cannot put it on paper. I don't have the proper abilities. I've never learned, but Einstein, something like quantum physics. If I had ever endured this kind of study, maybe I could have had some breakthroughs. You never know. But yeah, and with the animals, it's very simple. Well, let me say weird. The thing is with Blavatsky. When I read this ISIS Unveiled, I was already blown away. I was like, wow. I was like, that woman, and she was in the 1800s. This is hundreds of years ago already, and she was up there, And I'm not meaning up there crazy. That woman, a genius, really, she was. And Doreen. You can see, for instance, the evolution of certain animals. When you look at dogs, for instance, dogs smile now. They show their teeth. That used to be a sign of aggression, not aggression, but, a defense mechanism, etc., fear, etc. Now, dogs can literally show their teeth and they wag their tail and they're smiling. And why is this? Because dogs are domesticated animals, which means they have spent generations and generations of dogs have spent around humans. That's what they were made for. That's what they were like bred for, right? They learned smiling from us, from watching us smile. They learned that, and now dogs can smile. They did not do that 20, 30 years ago. They do that now. It is part of evolution. It is literally like that. As I think that some people are scared to think about it because they're like, oh my God, maybe an animal abuser would be like, shit, these animals will evolve and then they will fight back and I abused animals and I'm scared. Of course, it takes way too long. It would never be like that, right? Because evolution takes such a long time. But people are in denial and it's right in front of us. Like, how can you look? Like, the science is right there. Why are you denying it? Stop it. I gotta look into Steiner. Steiner, is that what author? What are his books? His or her? I'm not sure now. They can even because they have exactly, Doreen, because they have. Look at me. I had it. I had it in my hand, Kenjin. I had it in my hand. By sounds, the different sounds they can know, and they connect those things. They can literally connect that. They have a very short-term memory, right? We know that. But if you do this repeatedly and repeatedly, it's drilled. My cats are, it's unbelievable. You can ask Kenjin. Kenjin knows. Welcome to the room anyway. My cats, it's unbelievable. They talk to me. I will talk to my cats, and even my other roommate, he's like, I cannot believe this right now. Like, she's talking to you, and it's like, yeah, she's talking to me. She will come in a room, my one cat, Marie Antoinette, the queen. She will come in the room, and she'll be like, hello? Hello? That's what her meow sounds like. That's literally what her meow sounds. Hello? And I'm like, hello? And she'll talk to me. And that is not food. That is not instinct. That is communication, because there's no reason for her. She just ate. You know what I mean? She just had water. She just slept. She just used the bathroom. She's not in need of anything. That is solely connection and communication. And that is consciousness and that is intelligence. That is not just basic instinct. Anyway, I'm so glad the shit records, because sometimes I say some shit that, right? I can sit here myself and say, yeah, that's true. Oh, German philosopher? Like Friedrich Nietzsche. Oh, wow. I gotta look into that. I gotta definitely send me some books send me like the best book from him. Oh, hi, Promethean. Yeah, and she is so cute. She's so dope. She's so fluffy, and she always throws herself on the ground, and then she's like on the ground and wants her belly rub. She's so stupid, idiot. I'm like, Miss Marie, you're so stupid. She's like, no, but it's really, if you could see the interaction I have with my animals, it's insane. They're like little people. My one cat, she kisses me. She literally, and I'm talking, and this part of evolution, I'm telling you, she doesn't lick. She doesn't lick. She goes like this on my hand or something. She'll literally go like this, like a kiss. How a human kisses. That's not. Yeah, it's like she just kissed me. She'll do it on my head and everything. It's unbelievable. Yeah. So it's it's happening. She does that? Like, or whatever? Perfect. Yes, perfect. Thank you, Weird. We're gonna do that. Yeah, Kanjin can. Really? She makes... That's not, she hears that. No cap. Oh, God, I can't believe you just said that. She hears that, and then she imitates that. And at first it's imitation, of course, when it's like this for anybody, like a copy ninja, right? If you guys know Naruto. Kakashi, he's the copy ninja, but whatever. They, at first it's imitation, but then it becomes like, then they know it is. You know what I mean? Always begins with imitation. Me playing music, it was imitation. At first, it was imitation. Just learning, you just playing, right? I was imitating, but then you understand how the flow goes, and then you actually know how to do it. Then you learn how to actually play music and not just imitating playing music. That's how it is. That's exactly how it shit goes. And that's all part of, again, consciousness. It's consciousness. Our consciousness is getting bigger. Our brains are getting bigger. We're able to learn, more. Now, not our brains, but as my brain is getting smaller. No, but I mean, like, generations, That's how it is. And I'm excited about it. I'm fucking excited. What I'm not excited about is, we have still have to put a halt to this fucking environmental disaster that we're causing. That's the huge issue. If we cannot reverse that somehow, if we cannot get the science together to start reversing that fast, then we have issues. But when it comes to the other things, we have scientists out there. We have spiritual people out there, spiritual warriors. We're doing this. We're fucking doing this shit. That's it. No cap. We're not gonna let the man bring us down, and we're not gonna let indoctrination bring us down, right? We can believe everything, and we have to always learn and keep our eyes open and never be ignorant. Always want to learn, You're gonna take over the world? Yes! What's gonna be your first rule that you're gonna implement? Weird. What's your first rule? Feminism? What does that mean? Wait a minute. Okay. You're gonna take all the money? What does that mean? Oh, you're gonna destroy them? No more money? You're gonna destroy money? I don't understand. I really need to. I don't understand Kenjin or weird right now. I don't know what they mean. Men. No money, only death. Okay. Yes. No, that's silly. Come on, guys, we're being serious here. What the fuck? You're changing this. You're making this so sad now. No, okay. Money is really not that bad, but it's the people. It's the people that get so greedy that make that shit bad. It's like this with anything, even Christian religion or any indoctrinated Abrahamic religion. It's not bad, but the people that are in charge of it and the people that are pushing this onto others and forcing it onto others and interpreting it in order for them to be more powerful and suppress and oppress others of weaker or of difference, that's the problem. It's the humans. The humans. And the only way this can be fixed is by education. It's by education. It's the only way that we can do this, because the money it's actually a good idea. It's not a bad idea. But it's like really everything and anything in moderation. Like, why does a person have to have $10 billion and then you have another person that has a penny? There's no way. Nobody can live. This should not be anything. You know what I mean? Yes, there you go. That makes perfect sense. Weird. That's what I'm talking about. That's it, Promethean. That's it. That fucking power. It's horrible. It's so, and also, and again, that's also power is such a like aggressive word though. I don't even like that word now, because power used to mean power. You're strong. You're up there. But now power means that you're like up there to destroy and suppress other people and oppress other, cultures and other people, right? So now the word power has become something shitty, because ultimately somebody in charge, somebody good in charge that does good things for their people, that's still okay too. Because I do believe that a leader is eminent, okay? Leaders are eminent. You gotta have good leaders, because they have to, but there's rules. These leaders have to first and foremost lead by example. Lead by example. They have to be able to do everything what the other people do better than them, and they have to be able to show for that they have been there in the same spot as the people that they're leading, so that they can relate to their people, okay? They have to be good leaders. They have to be motivating. They have to be helpful. They have to be bringing them together. They have to bring the best out of their people in order to be a good leader, right? That's it. But we don't have leaders anymore. We just have people in power. That's the problem. They don't even have to be leaders anymore. They can just inherit money from their parents, and then they become in power because they just decide, I'm going to do politics. That's what my father did, and now here he is in power. Has no clue on what it takes to be an actual fucking leader. These hands have power. Yeah. A purple. Ads. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Promethean, for letting me know, because I don't know. But, divine masculine energy. It is kind of interesting for me to think about that, because You know what, Bone Lush? Sometimes it really is that fucking simple. I really, like, you just blew me away. Sometimes it can really be that simple. Sometimes. I think that some of these politicians or whatever, powerful billionaires and millionaires, that's all they need. It's just somebody to give a shit about them for one moment, and then they'll give everything away. You know what I mean? I think that can be very true. I like that you just said that. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Because nobody thinks about that, you know. But I did talk to my table about this today, about how you know, no offense, guys, but you know, my German couple, and they're like in their 70s, and we were talking about, you know, how, you know, my life is and such thing, and she was saying, she's like, yeah, men these days, they're not what they used to be. They're not what they used to be. And I really sit here and really honestly, like, most male creatures around me that are around me, they're nothing like what my father was or what my grandfather was. You know, they're not none of that is like left. It's like we women are like getting like better as we go, and the men are just kind of like shrinking down to like nothing. And it's so sad because, you know, our grandfathers and our fathers, they represented something. Like, they worked so hard. They fought. They were, I don't know, there's so many different things, but it's like, my mom always said, you know, when your grandfather entered a room, it was like everybody looked at him, you know, because the energy that just, you know, derived from, you know, just spewed out from this man, you know. There's a lot wrong with that nowadays. There's a lot of, like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. I feel like there's a confusion. I don't know, man, but I don't see, like, the shit that my father did. My father was a devoted family man, you know. My father was a pro athlete, you know. He took care of me, my brother. When my parents were together, he then fucked up later on, you know. I gotta say that too. But, you know, and he was just a great example, you know. He was just a good idol. My father was an idol, you know, and we don't have idols like that anymore. You know, I can't sit here and say anybody that I know currently is like an idol that I say I wish I was like this person. No. Because that was my father, my grandfather, you know. And it's just like, damn. When it comes to men, you know, with women, it's kind of different, you know. I don't know. Because I see so many like so many strong women, so many, you know, women with power, and they're activists, and they're really striving, and they're really working so hard, and they're doing this, and they're trying this. And I don't really see that from men anymore. Like, I don't know. I don't see that. Some, you know, but I don't know. Yeah, selfless. Selfless is a good word, but it's also like, that's also another thing too. You gotta always know the medium, because I also see how, I see this in America a lot, and I can tell you it's not like that in Europe. But in America, it's like there's no middle ground. It's like, if you become a family man, like as a man, I have noticed this. When you become a family man, then now you're a family man. You're a father and you're a husband, and that's it. You cannot have fun with your friends. The wife won't allow it. Or the guy will just not do it anymore. You cannot have hobbies. You cannot do anything. You are now just a father and a husband. It's the same with wives. You're a wife and a mother, and that's it. And now they have become, they are not them anymore. They have no personality, no character. They're not a person of their own anymore. They are just a person there for other people now, and they themselves don't exist anymore. And that's really, really a disease here in America, I've realized. It's so awful. I've talked to people at work. I have this guy that I work with, and I was talking to this girl that I work with too, and all three of us were talking in the back. We were joking. I was like, you guys, let's go to the bar, you know? What are you guys doing? What's up? And my one friend, she starts laughing. She's like, he's not going. I'm going. Let's go. And I'm like, why is he not going? What's up? Well, he can't. He's got kids, and he's got a wife. And what does that have to do with anything? Now he can't have a drink at the bar with a couple of coworkers. Like, why does it have to be so cut dry? That is so stupid. That is so stupid. My father went out on his own all the time. He went out to the bar on his own. My parents went out to the bar together on the weekends when there was a babysitter, or my grandmother was watching me and my brother. Like, completely normal fucking adults. There was nothing crazy. They didn't go out every night. They went out once a month, maybe twice a month, and then once a month they had a party at our house with the friends. Like, they were still their own people. My father still played team handball. He was still working. Like, everything was still going, just because now my brother and I were born and they were married. They didn't just give up their whole life. And they still took care of us. My mother always helped with homework. My father always played with us. It was normal. And they still had friends, and they still went out, and they still did things, and the friends came to the house, and they went to their house. Like, here in America, it's so like, nope, they cannot even leave the house now. I have a friend like that. He never leaves his house. He takes care of his girlfriend's child, and that's it. And he will not go anywhere. That's it. And that's all I ever hear from our, like, common friends. Like, well, he takes care of her daughter. I'm like, well, it's one child, one daughter, and he's there 24/7 every day, 365 days a year. You want to tell me he cannot go outside one time and hang out with his friend? That's fucked. That's fucked up. That's wrong. That's just fucking wrong. I don't agree with it. I think it's stupid. Doesn't make any sense. And you know, to kind of end on that topic, this is another reason why there's no more connection between people. Because now you got all the little families that just stick together, and literally families of max 5 people, and they're just like this mom, dad, and then 3 kids or whatever, and then they just stick together. They don't even communicate with their other family, with their outside family, let alone their friends. That's it. And that's why we cannot connect anymore. That's why we don't have communities anymore. That's why we don't have gatherings anymore. That's why paganism is gone. It's dead, okay? Because we cannot have clans together anymore. Families getting together anymore. We don't have it. We don't have it. At least not white people. I can tell you that. White people don't have it. And I must say that from what my cousin tells me, Europe has now evolved into this too. When 20 years ago, when I was in the 90s, when I was a child, when I was a young teenager and adult, it was not like that. But now it's like this. Yeah. It's really, it's a shame. It's really a shame. And that is not fault of men or women. That's both. I've seen it on both ends. I've seen the men say, no, my wife cannot go anywhere, and I've seen the fucking wife say, no, my man can't go anywhere. It's like, what do you tell me what to do? If my father would have ever told my mother, you cannot do anything, my mother would have laughed her ass off. What? I cannot do something? You're not my father. You're not telling me jack shit. And same other way around. My mother would have never told my father, you cannot do this. Never. That's ridiculous. That's so fucking... That's so immature. You know, that already puts it in a perspective that it should never be. Now your relationship is pretty much like a parental relationship, and it's weird. Very weird. Because the only person that told me what I can and can't do before I was 18 was my mom and my dad. You know what I mean? So it's kind of just like, I don't get it. I don't get that whole mentality. That's why I don't have kids, because I have not fallen into this, because I'm like, and I'm not blaming anybody, but I'm saying this for all the men that I have been with. It's literally like, I don't know what I'm gonna put myself in within there. You know, now I'm a mom. Now you know, the dad will flip out if I go out or something when I get a babysitter for my child or something like that. Or you know, I cannot follow my hobby anymore. I have to now start covering things up because my child cannot see them, or some weird shit like that. It would never be like that. My child, I would let my child know everything and anything, and you know, as much as possible. Age, you know, of course, depending on their age, you know, that shit, like mature thoughts, just like my parents did with me. You know, like there were no secrets. The secrets that were there were kept to not harm my brother and I when they had issues with each other. My parents never fought in front of us. They never argued. They never yelled. Nothing. The only time I ever heard my parents argue was the day they separated. You know what I mean? But I knew they did. because you can feel it. You know what I mean? But they're not going to sit there and do that. And even when my parents split up, my father was very good saying, listen to your mother. This is your mother. Be good to your mother. My mother was like, this is your father. Take care of your father. Call your father. You know, this is your father. Always. My parents did nothing but protect me and my brother from, you know, and that's mentality, because they wanted to be better than their parents. Because my grandparents beat my parents' ass, right? My parents never hit me. Not one time. Not with a fucking pinky. You know, because they wanted to do better for their kids. And if I ever had kids, I would want to do even better than my parents did for me. You know, so now I would probably, you know, expose my kid to a little bit more things that my parents didn't expose me to. Because some things my mom was a little bit like, I gotta hold her back from it. Because I had like really bad night terrors for like 10 years of my life. And it was really bad. It was like clinical night terrors. It was really horrific every night of my life for 10 years. And, so I was limited. I was not allowed to watch certain things. I wasn't even really allowed to do sports or anything. I wasn't allowed to stay at other kids' house because it was really a bad thing that was going on with me. And so my mom had really no choice because she didn't know what was happening. And she didn't want to take me to a child psychologist or psychiatrist because she believed that it would do more damage than good. And by the time I hit 10 years old, these night terrors just stopped from one day to the next, and they were gone, and it never happened again. And, you know, but of course I was sneaky at 8, 9 years old. I started already kind of sneaking around. I'm like, all right, okay, we're going to watch Stephen King's It. Are you sure you want to do this? Dragana, are you sure you want to do this? Yep, I want to do it. Let's watch it. You know, and then I started getting into the macabre, you know, if you will. But, you know, this was all out of protection, you know. Here, it's I don't know. People are people. I guess, you know. But yeah, I wish we could forge more communities again. You know, how it used to be, man. God. Block parties. You knew your neighbor. You know, you were friends. You know, friends for 20, 30 years. My parents were friends with people for 30 years. We don't have that today. Today we have friends for a year and then we don't talk to them anymore. Or they, you know, for me, it's never like this. I never stop talking to anybody. I want to talk to these people. But they just stopped talking to me. So now it's like, okay, we don't know each other now anymore. That's it. Gone. Why? I have a kid now. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Okay, so now you have a child, we can't be friends? Why? That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Or, I'm married now. Yeah? And that could be a woman or a man saying that to me. A friend, you know, just a friend, never been more. And they'll say to me suddenly, I'm married now. Okay. Maybe you want to introduce me to your husband or something. You know, we don't really go out anymore. We don't really do anything. That's how you're going to live your life, dude? You're just going to sit in your home and watch fucking daytime TV and then nighttime TV and go to work and go to sleep and do this every day, and that's all you ever do? And you know they don't read any books either, and they don't do anything. And then people talk about, we're going to Disney. That's all they ever talk about, going to Universal and Disney. And it's like, dude, you go to Universal like once a month. Haven't you seen all the rides? That shit is something you go to once a year, maybe. No, they go every month. They go to Universal. Why? That's what you like. That's so. I don't know. I just don't get it. It's just not me. It's just not what I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm weird, but I just think there's so much more to discover out there than spending your money on overpriced fucking entertainment. You know, when you can, you know, go to Universal. Why don't you go to a concert? See some artists perform. You know, fucking go to an opera or even ballet or classical concert or something. That's something that I would love to go to. Or even a Comic-Con. Go to that. Go to that. That's more wholesome than going to Universal and Disney. And trust me, I love Disney Universal. I love that stuff, right? I love what came out of Disney. I love all that stuff. But it's just not something that I'm going to invest my life in. And when you have kids, yeah, sure, you do it more often. But there's still other things. Yeah, but it's like, okay, Kenjin, but it's like now you just totally forget about everybody else that you once cared about, that you once loved spending time with. You don't miss them. You don't want to speak to them anymore. That's where I don't get it. Okay, yeah, but see, that's exactly it, though. Weird. Then we'll go from there. But no, the idea is fantastic. The idea is perfect. I mean, not perfect. If we really expand on it, I'm sure there's a bunch of flaws. But yeah, the essence of it, yeah, absolutely. Fantasy? Maybe you tell me in 12 years. Okay, Kenja, I understand that. If that's something that you're into, of course, it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. Yeah, okay, if that's something that you're into, then you're into that. When it comes to that that's kind of separate. And all I'm saying is that I just don't see how this is something that I will spend my life doing all the time, is going to bush gardens and that type of shit. It's just not for me that much. You know what I mean? I'd rather go swimming in the ocean and just fucking walking through the woods, camping. That's something that I'd rather do. You know? And exactly, Kenjin. Exactly. A quick text to an old friend. I mean, I've known thousands of people, and and then people, well, did you reach out? Yes. I always reach out. And yeah, Kenjin, I know you do that. You don't maybe do it often enough, I would say, but you do that. Yeah, and yeah, being ignored. That's just like, then you have to give up. Then you have been put in this position now that your efforts are not being reciprocated. So then why would you continue? Then you must move on. You have no choice, because now you're just wasting time and energy when you can use your energy and time to find somebody that actually cares about you and actually wants to enhance a relationship in any way. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yeah, that is also always an issue too, because now when we really think about it, in truth, we do know that a lot of people have substance problems. And I'm not saying substance abuse necessarily, but they have substance problems where they will, rather spend 60 bucks on you know, getting green, instead of putting, just getting 40 bucks in green and putting 20 bucks in the gas and come see you. That's an issue. That's a fucking issue. That's not good. That's bad. But one comes from the other. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Because why do they do that? Because they are depressed. They need that substance. But why are they depressed? Because they're not spending time with the people. You see what I mean? But they don't understand that. In their brain, they're just like, I need marijuana. That's all I need. That's what I need right now. When in reality, that's not what you need. That's not what you need. You need to hang out with a friend. You need to fucking socialize. That's what you need. But people don't think. They're not conscious enough to realize what is really happening. But here's the thing though, also. When That's why you don't have kids then. If you cannot keep living the same lifestyle you were living previously. if you have to now, because you have children, have to change your lifestyle. And of course, don't get me wrong, unfortunately in this day and age it is this way. That's why you shouldn't even have kids in the first place, because unfortunately in this day and age, nobody in the middle class, which is nearly non-existent, makes enough money to maintain a normal life that they have plus children. Okay, they don't. Okay, so, but now think about this. My parents did not change any of their lifestyle whatsoever when they had me and my brother, because they planned that. That was entirely planned. So planned out that they could even take vacation once a year to America with their kids and spend about $12,000 each time. Okay? Now, my parents made good money. My parents had good education, had good work, made good money. Of course, I was very privileged. We are not in this time anymore. I totally understand that. But that's why I sit here and say, I'm not going to have a child right now. If I have a child right now, I'm going to be screwed. I'm not going to be able to do most of the things I'm doing now. And unless I can sit here and I can still live my life the way I want to live it and have a child, I'm not going to have a child. If that means I'm never going to have a child, then so be it. I should not have to suffer so extremely financially because of having a child. But that's the problem too. Many people, they don't purposely even have children, just have children. They get pregnant and they have the child. They don't think anything before or anything after. They just do it. And then here's the disaster. And then, child support. And then this, because now they split with their partner because they never even knew the person that they had the child with in the first place, because they just got pregnant. And, I'm sorry, but that's, the women, they don't need to be, men need to use the condom, I don't care, and the women need to not just let the things go. Or whatever you want to call it. Listen, I'm 34. I've never had a miscarriage, never had an abortion, never had a child. It's, that's normal. That should be the norm. You have a kid. You got to be with your partner at least about 3 years before you can know who is this person really that you're with, right? And then when you know them and you're like, okay, this person is like, I love this, is a good relationship, then you can consider, okay, we can move in now. Then you live together for a year or so, and you can say, okay, good, yeah, this is still working, perfect. Then you can get married. Then you're married. And then if everything is still good, then you have a kid. Perfect. Perfect plan. That's how you got to do it. I'm telling you, that's how you got to fucking do it. Then you can at least make it maybe for 17 or 20 years like my parents did. But that fucking getting together, we've been dating for like 4 months, I got her pregnant. What is that? Oh, and now you suddenly separate. Oh, and now you got to pay child support? Oh, whose fault is that? Oh my God. Apparently this happened. I'm so sorry. No, you're fucking dumb as hell. Oh my God, I gotta read all that shit. No, I disagree. I should not have to give up any lifestyle at all. I should be able to live my normal life. Of course, I'm gonna have to make sacrifices. I'm gonna have to take care of a child. That's gonna be, I'm gonna have to take care of a child. That's gonna be the thing, right? But I should still be able to do most of the things that I'm doing. Yeah, people get tipsy. And trust me, I get tipsy. And I've gotten tipsy for 20 plus years. No, not happening. I've gotten more than tipsy. Not happening. That's true. Of course, Promethean, that's true. If you have like a real fucking manipulative and fucking brainwashing and fucking like horrible person, yes, that can definitely happen. But most of the time, people drop their facade after about 3 years. I speak from personal experience. About 3 years, then you can see the real face coming through, because now they're getting tired. They're getting tired of keeping up this show that they've been letting you to believe for the years. You know what I mean? And sacrifices, of course, you have to make sacrifices. And having children changes you, I'm sure. Absolutely. That's why, like, I can already know, for instance, if I had a kid, I can know about myself that there would be things that would definitely change about me, that things that I would probably automatically just change, that would just change. Okay? But I also know that there are things that will never change about me. You know what I mean? And it's like, and and I think all the time, I think if I had the money and I had the means and my immigration and it was all good, right? I would love to have a kid. I would have to have a little girl. That would be so amazing. If it would be a boy, whatever, I guess it's a boy, but a little girl, and she can sit right with me wherever I go, and we do everything. You know what I mean? And I teach her everything and I show her everything, and it would be awesome. It would be awesome. I would love it. And would I still go out to the bar once in a while? Yeah. Would I still play shows at the Brass Mug? Yeah. Maybe not as much. Sure. Sacrifices, things would change, of course. But I firmly believe that the core of, all of this should stay the same and would stay the same. And I would really just be a lot like my parents. They didn't have to really change much. Except for they have to now take care of a life, which that's their life, take care of a life. But the other stuff is still there too. And they maintain that. And they manage that very well. I know, that's what I fucking hate. And I know that me and my kid would have so much fun. Me and my kid would have so much fun. Of course, when they're like, then start toddler, when my kid's a baby, it's kind of like, okay, it's a cute little baby, but I can't, whatever. But a toddler, oh my God, I would have so much fun, it'd be so much fun. But, and of course, I want other people involved. I would want my child to meet my friends, because that's just more guardians for the kid. You know what I mean? And my friends, I picked them wisely, knowing that these are good, and this friend will also be good with and to my child. Because one thing that I would want to change, of course, for my child is that my child will never not have a family. Never. Like me, my brother, and I, we have our Serbian family, but they're far away. We don't talk much. Our German family doesn't speak to us at all. I will make sure that my child will always have a family, a big family. And if that family means friends of mine, that is the family, and not by blood, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. As long as they're around. That is something huge for me that I would never want my child to go through. And, of course, that the parents split up. Because I would be with this man. This man better be the perfect man for me and the man of my dreams. And I'm the woman of his dreams. And we will be together forever, okay? Yep, you say it doesn't exist. If it doesn't, then I'm not going to have a kid. See what I'm saying? That's just how it is. That's it. Damn it. Yeah, because that was one of the worst things that ever occurred, was my parents splitting up. At first it didn't seem that way, but then as things got worse. So that will never happen. Whoever I'm gonna have a child with, I have to know. And my mother always said, like, you will know. These things you will know. I said, Mom, how did you know about, Dad? I mean, granted, my parents weren't together forever. They weren't. But they were supposed to be. And my mom tried to get back with my dad, too. But my dad then said no. So, it's a curse. It's a curse, right? It's a fucking curse on my German side family for the women. It's a curse. My godmother went through the same thing. We do this to ourselves. But it's also a curse at the same time. It's a whole nother story. But the point is that My mother told me straight up, she said, when I first met your father, I didn't even like your father at first. She said, I was there with my friend, and I'm going to just tell you guys the story about my parents now. It's interesting, so listen. So they were at the bar, and so there's my dad. And my dad could not speak any German. He had just come from Serbia, then Yugoslavia still. And my mom's friend was like one of those women, like she liked to take like naked pictures of herself, and she was all prettied up. And my mom was more like a sneakers and jean type of person. It was like whatever. And Aneta is her name, my mom's friend. Aneta says, oh, Claudia, look at that guy, look at him. And my mom was like, oh, that guy, that's more your type. That's not really my type. And Aneta's like, no, for you. And my mom was like, no, it's not for me. They go over, though, and they speak to my dad, right? And they're like, yeah, Aneta's like, da. And my dad's like, trying to explain, like, I cannot speak German. I can only speak Serbian. And then finally they figure this out. And my mom's like, oh, okay, that's interesting, And, so this is where it gets interesting. So my mother had just watched the latest... When did my parents meet? I don't know. Whichever Rocky movie came out at that time, which was in the 80s at some point. Oh, really? But yes. Whichever one it was. She had just watched it the night before. Rocky. Oh, it was Ivan Drago. He fights Ivan Drago. Rocky 4 was in, 80 whenever. I don't know. I'm about to look that up now because I can't remember. Let's see. I gotta make sure this now because this story gets really good. Let's see. Was in 1985. Perfect. 1980. It's 1985. I was born 1988. So. My mother had just watched the new Rocky movie, Rocky 4, Ivan Drago, okay? They asked my father his name. My father says, my name is Dragan. My mom's like, I'm out of here. That guy's so full of shit. There's no way. There's no way that this man's name is Dragan when I just watched that movie yesterday, because it's a brand new movie, and he wants to sit here and tell me that shit. My mother's like, he's so full of shit. Made clear she didn't believe it, right? So my father shows his ID, his Serbian passport, and sure enough, Dragan Milosavljevic. My mom was like, to top it off, my father looked like Rocky Balboa. That's literally how my father looked at that time, at that age. My mom was like, this is unbelievable. This cannot be, So my parents, they get to meet each other more and more. And then they start just like, they get together for the one thing all the time. And my mother explained that to me. My mother was like, well, we just met up to do it. Your dad and I. But there was the time then where I just knew, like, your dad is the man. Like, that's my man and that's it, She said, and then, of course, then I became pregnant. Then she became pregnant with me. And, my father's visa was about to run out and he had to go back to Serbia. And that's when my mother said, no, because I'm pregnant now and we're going to have a child together. So we're going to get married. They were not really going to get married, but they had to kind of get married because they were just going to be together. But they had to get married because my father had to get his papers to be able to stay in Germany. So my parents got married and then my parents stayed together, for 17 years. And I was born in 1988. Come on, here I am. So it's just like my mother and everybody that I talk to, they tell me this all the time. They tell me two things. They tell me that, like, it's like, when they talk about their significant other, they're like, I thought for the longest time there was nobody out there for me too, and there was no hope, and then I found such and such, and I know that person for me. I know that that's my person. And I'm like, okay, that's okay. What do you mean? What does that mean? Exactly what I just said, Dragana. And I'm like, oh, okay. So there was like more, I don't know. But yeah. So what was the point of the whole story? Was that a cool story though? I don't know what was my point now, but Oh yeah, oh yeah. Unless it's like this for me, no kids. That's just it. Yep. And I am a tricky person to deal with, but I am good. I do everything that I'm supposed to do, and I will do everything that I need to do and I'm supposed to do. And I know that. Because there's a lot of guys that bite themselves in the ass now of how they treated me. Just like my people today at the table, they were like, "Oh my God, there's no way," and da da da. I was like, "Yeah, that's just how my life went," and because I told him I didn't have any kids, and he just kind of looked at me, and he gives me like this grandpa vibe, right? Like in a nice way, like he could be my grandpa, you know. And he just looks at me, he's like, "And now kind of your time is kind of running out now, huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah, when it comes to kids, it sure as fuck is." I didn't say that word, but you know what I mean? Yeah. It's okay, I got my 12 cats. I love these guys. They're so good. But yeah, so that's how one of those things, you know. We'll see. That's the thing. That's what I always say, kids. Don't yourself or anything like that, because you never know what could come next. You know what I'm saying? That's always the thing. If you do that, then you cannot know. And that's why I like sitting here, and I like to always think, you know, I'm really kind of retraining myself and training myself to live really more in the present. You know, I gotta live way more in the present than in the past or the future. But I do like to sit here oftentimes and think, what's gonna happen tomorrow? Yeah, of course you go through depressive phases where you're just like, I don't even want tomorrow to come at all. Yeah, everybody goes through that, you know. But yeah, a lot of times I sit here, I'm like, what's tomorrow? What am I gonna see tomorrow? What's gonna happen tomorrow? What are the gods gonna grant me tomorrow? What is magic gonna grant me tomorrow? And who am I gonna meet? And you know, all of that stuff. What kind of DNA will I shed? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, so much shit that goes through my mind. You guys are too quiet. You guys are too quiet. I need action in this chat room, please. Say something. I feel like I'm talking to myself. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You don't have to say so much now, because I think I'm going to have to go now because it's like 10 o'clock and I do have to work tomorrow. But I still also have to watch that video that Weird gave me. How long is that video, Weird, if you're still here? Like, I should be... Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay for me. I wasn't really trying to call anybody out or anything. I was just hoping that somebody will say something. Yeah, because, Weird, if this is a short video, I can watch it. Man, the time just flew by so fast. But I do want to, something dark side. Something complete. That's one of those things on Family Guy that I really love when they talk about. Just like when the what's his name learned the perfect. Oh God, I cannot give it back. Oh, it's 5 minutes. Okay, cool. When the Emperor learned perfect Sith dialogue, and then he just sits there and says, something dark side, something complete. And it's just like, yeah, that is kind of how these movies are sometimes. Okay, so then that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go off of here, and I guess I guess I can just send you a message on the thing there, Weird, on the Twitch. In some way, I guess I can figure it out somehow how to do that, and then I can let you know. I mean, I'm gonna send you one message because that's, you know, really, what I would like, what I already thought about earlier, that I would really, I feel like I just saw it was either an orb or it was dust. It's hard to tell sometimes. Um, what would be really cool, I don't know if you can agree with that, but what would also work better for me, to be honest with you, is maybe I can watch the video tonight and we can dissect it tomorrow in the stream if you want to. I don't know if you're gonna be on here tomorrow or not, but that would be really cool. If you would be cool with that. Okay, cool. Yeah, I would really love to do that because we can get other people's opinions too. That would be really awesome. But I'm definitely gonna I'm gonna try to watch it tonight, and I'm gonna send you a message and let you know at least, and then tomorrow I'll be back at the same time. Between I'm always coming out between 7:30. I know my schedule says 7, but oftentimes I have so much stuff to do. I had to clean today, and I think I gotta change my cleaning schedule back to Sundays or something. It just takes too long. So, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it, and I'm gonna let you know. Because tomorrow night I can be on longer because I don't work on Wednesday on my one job. So I can stay on longer, you know what I mean? It can be better. Because I can't really do much tonight because I have to go to bed in like probably an hour already. And I would like to play a little bit of a video game at least, before I have to already force myself to go to sleep. I actually do have to force myself to go to sleep because I don't sleep, so. Oh my god, cool. Well, have a good time with that, Weird, and I'll check that video and I'll let you know, okay? Have a good time with your D&D. That's awesome. All right, guys. So I'm gonna hop off. It's been 2.5 hours almost, and I kind of gotta go. And I want to say thank you to everybody. Doreen, All Aboard, Kristen, Promethean for being my good moderator, Kenjan. Did I say Emily already? See you tomorrow, Weird. Emily. Bone was in here. Bone Lush. That's such a cool name. I like that name. And then of course, Mr. Weird. Who else? I don't want to forget anybody. I'm scrolling now so I don't forget anybody. Yeah, I said Doreen. I think that's it. Yep, I think that's it. Thank you all so much for coming. I really appreciate you. I had a blast tonight. Some people redeemed some crystals, which is awesome. You guys gotta subscribe, and help me with my goal here. Look at my goal down here. I'm at 0.28% right now. But help me with my goal to get a new PC, because if I can get a new PC, I can stream video games too, which I would love to do. I would love to give you guys a variety of streaming, okay? So subscribe, follow, please. Next stream, I want to see some bits. I want to give some people some readings. That's what I do. That is my calling. That's my profession. So maybe next stream, and always remember, keep cashing in those crystals too, for altar items. For me, nobody cashed in me playing a riff on the guitar today. We can do that. It's a new thing I added. New. So we're getting there, guys. You guys are really my loyal flashlings and my supporters, and I appreciate you so much. And I'm having a blast being able to just rant about this shit. And you guys, we're on the same wavelength. We can talk about it. You guys let me talk. You guys don't push me down and say, whatever. So it's good. I'm having a good time. Thank you, Promethean. I'm going to go now, guys. And I see you guys tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. So fresh and early, or at 7 o'clock, 7:30 tomorrow, okay? Thank you, guys. Hvala vam. Danke. Tschüss.